So this is going to be a ranking of all the films in the Child's Play / Chucky series. Prior to recently, I had only seen the first 5 installments of this series, and I was motivated to finish watching just because I wanted to start watching the new Chucky TV series that started a couple years ago, since I had heard good things about it from my friends. So after doing that and watching all the movies again recently, I was motivated to do this video, ranking all the films in the series from least favorite to my favorite. Just the movies though, not the TV series yet. I'll talk about that in a later vid. So with that in mind, sit back, relax, and I hope you enjoy. Child's Play from 2019 is a reboot / reimagining of the original film that is an absolute piece of shit that has no business being called Child's Play. A better version of this movie would be the recently released Megan, which itself isn't great, but is far superior and has more going for it than this horrific remake that should be burned and buried. Curse of Chucky from 2013 is a repetitive slow burn for the first 2/3 of the movie that will bore most audiences that enjoy the tone the series had going for it post-original Child's Play. Then the film decides to throw in a bunch of retconned extra backstory for the Chuckster, which just felt sloppy and made for a pretty uneven movie. Not to mention the movie feels incredibly cheap, with the entire film taking place in a singular household. Child's Play 3 did a nice thing in changing up the setting to a military base / boot camp this time around, and overall the movie was still entertaining enough as the Chuckster was still doing his thing and tormenting Andy. But unlike the first 2 films, which got better as they went along, this film didn't quite have that same momentum till the end, and the ending here was definitely nothing special. It made me, and I guess a lot of audiences, realize that the story between Andy and Chucky had pretty much run its course for now. Seed of Chucky goes for the same kind of vibes that Bride of Chucky did, but the overall movie definitely isn't as good. Glenn, or Glenda, in theory should have been an interesting, fun character, but I didn't really care for much for the character and it just kinda got in the way. Thankfully, Chuck and Tiff still get most of the focus here, and the filmmakers thankfully realized that Jennifer Tilly was an asset the franchise definitely needed to keep in more ways than one. Cult of Chucky from 2017 has a tone and direction that's more indicative of most of the films as a franchise as opposed to its immediate predecessor, Curse of Chucky. What's cool about this movie is how it ended up combining the 3 primary protagonist stories we had seen in the series. There's the return of Andy, Tiffany getting involved again, and the direct continuation of Nika's story from Curse of Chucky. This is probably going a bit too far in saying this, but it ends up feeling kind of like the Infinity War of the Chucky movies, something that the TV series would continue. While not as good, Child's Play 2 is the film in the series that most closely resembles the original in terms of tone and attitude, and overall was a solid companion piece and continuation of the original film story, despite, like I said, not being quite as good. The original Child's Play from 1998 is definitely the film in the series that is the most tension-filled, since there's that build-up to when Chucky finally reveals himself, and overall is the film in the series that has the best balance of being tense and entertaining, and started the legacy of why people love the Chuckster till this day. So Bride of Chucky is where the series finds its footing and what it's best at. No longer is it solely focused on the horror aspect or building tension. Here, it's about the personalities, emphasis on the plural in that. The Chuckster is obviously great, but you pair him with a personality like Tiffany, who's great in doll form and most definitely human form, and you get one entertaining ride that doesn't forget to give you a solid amount of splatterific horror moments. Because of that and other reasons, Bride of Chucky gets my vote as the best Child's Play / Chucky film in the franchise. So there you have it with my ranking of all the films in the Child's Play / Chucky series. Overall, when it comes to pure quality, I think Child's Play is probably the best slasher series when it comes to consistent quality. Because really on this list, only the 2019 remake I think is total garbage. I didn't really like Curse of Chucky all that much. But for the most part, the quality for the other ones is pretty consistently pretty solid. As opposed to other slasher series that I do like Friday the 13th, Nightmare on Elm Street, or Texas Chainsaw Massacre, where half of the installments or more are just total shit, to be honest. At the time I'm doing this, I have not finished watching the TV series yet. I still have season 2 to watch. I haven't watched it because they haven't put it on Peacock yet. But when they eventually put it on, I'll watch it, do a review on that and season 1, and then I'll have the complete series sort of wrapped up in a video form. But for now, that'll do it for this video. If you made it to the end, thank you for watching.